dokie. There we go. Refreshed, refueled. Doggo's all happy and satisfied as well. So without further ado, let's jump right back into it and see what the Zork is looking like, shall we? Immediately take a decent chunk of damage. So that's less than ideal, but should be alright for the most part against these sons of guns. Guess let's head upstairs so we're not taking too much continuous damage at once there, but that is fantastic. That's the thing, I'm kind of bad in this game for really getting tunnel visioned, and by that I mean I go dragon form and I just start tab fighting, when really there's no reason why I shouldn't try to do a nice mix between physical and magical combat. Would be the intelligent thing to do, but I so often find myself not following the rule of trying to do what's most intelligent, and instead of just flying by the seat of our pants and seeing what happens, is it even worth it for me to try to hold out here? I think I will try and push the Eden back. And that's real close to dead, so I might just have to keep in this here and see how it goes. I'm exceptionally shocked that we actually managed to make it through all those sons of guns. I expected it to go a little bit worse for wear for sure, and thought that I was potentially just doing something incredibly stupid. But turns out only mostly stupid, so that's nice. That's always a pretty sweet surprise to experience. Now, the question becomes, where do we wish to go? Want to just head out to Shoals? That's the thing as a cat, even with dragon form, we're still not doing exceptionally well in the whole HP department. A lot better, almost twice as well as we do normally, so that's nice, but still a little ways off. In fact, I might do a bit more fighting training just to try and alleviate some of that disadvantage, just a smidge, just a little bit. And what do we wish to do? Should I head to Shoals? At least in Spider, like, IMB will do as its wondrous job there, always does fantastic work in Spider, at least against all of the kind of popcorn spiders, all your basic enemies. Some of the tankier ones might require some more creative solution engineering than that, but it's not too bad. I also very much wish that we could get a necklace somewhere. Having just the Amulet of Faith that I don't believe I want to use, not with Behemoth, is not exactly the cat's pajamas, if you will. Let's maybe check out Shoals. Let's see what it's looking like and see if we can't make it through a few levels before we start immediately panicking and needing to find different solutions in life. I mean, that's a half-decent start already. Fantastic. And I'll just claw my way through the rest of you sons of guns. Oh gosh, never mind. Oh, do not trust me with manual movement keys, my friends. But I'm still going to try to survive out past this, I think. We will be taking a lot of damage from our ranged friend there. Let's throw in a Scroll of Fear. And let's take a deep breath before we do that again, shall we? Completely a problem caused by our own decisions, don't get me wrong, but still not great, still not grand. So let's take a brief moment, recenter ourselves, and decide if this is what we truly wish to do with our lives at the moment. At the very least, we have a couple of lives to throw away. I prefer not to. Obviously, if we're being honest with ourselves here, would be nice to ignore. But I guess we'll just have to see how it all goes down. So you, my friend, can get blasted. You, my friend, can get blasted. Get me out, coach. Jeez Louise, did we end up killing the fawn? No, just heavily wounded. That's a bit of a shame. Well, you know, something tells me I've just the sneaking suspicion that Shoals might not be the best place for me right now. In fact, I think we might need to start looking into potential other options to bring to the table in terms of our abilities here. Dragon form alone isn't quite going to cut it. If I could also get Manifold Assault, that would be something. But what do we wish? We could have Lightning Bolt is always a pretty solid find here. Don't have any air magic training, but that can always also change, especially since we have Storm form as another potential transmutation form option for the future. So there is that. What else? Frozen Ramparts. We talked about earlier, not mentioning it because it's relevant to us now, but just in general. Always love to see my frozen wall friend. Let's do it. Let's learn Lightning Bolt. We can always forget it. We have a lot of amnesia scrolls on this run, which is fairly nice, so that should do well in its own regard. Then let's just change Lightning Bolt to the other macro we have set up. And see how this goes, shall we? Once more into the breach, only this time I brought lightning bolts. Beautiful. Another snapping turtle is nearby. It turns out that this area is just crawling to the brim with them. Must be an egg laying ground or something like that. But no matter. Let's see how we fare taking care of this son of a gun. Before we get blown off the stairwell, we'll also head up in advance of that, gosh darn Windrake. There they are, pushing us around. And not too shabby. At least in Dragon form we do fly, which is fairly nice. It's a huge advantage when you're here in Shoals for sure. And especially since we're just gonna have to take care of that son of a gun. And Sea Snake, huh? Well, yeah, it would have been nice to have some poison resistance here, but that's fine. And I'm gonna have to just hope that we kill this son of a gun, or that we're not even close. That's cool too, I guess. Oh gosh. Any day now. Ooh, do I waste another potion? Let's just go for it here. And we do manage to get lucky enough to kill you. If this is our entire Shoals journey though, it is going to be a stressful ride to say the least. So we might need to rethink the plan here. And good old Shakespeare indeed. We need to survive, otherwise who's gonna write all of those plays, you know? Gotta get out of here in one piece if we can all help it. So, do we continue bashing my face into the brick wall that we call Shoals? I guess we could head back to Orc. It was technically going better there. You know, now that I've said it out loud, I think I might have convinced myself. So let's go all the way back to Orc now. And, okay, this was our only way in or out. Let's definitely bring you upstairs, my friend. So, bunch of giants waiting for us. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, if you all throw rocks at us, it's not good. That much we can all agree on. But it's not like they're all gonna hit, right? Not on my watch. Well, let's see if we can manage here a little bit longer. In fact, that's good enough for me to quickly run up for a lovely little heal. Go back to dragon form before rejoining the realm of the dangerous here. Jeez Louise. Let's try and just murder you, my friend. Barely getting through it, but still, even with the near-death experience, still better than Shoals. So that's nice. And of course, weapon shop completely useless to us. That's fine. Hopefully we see some more useful qualities as we continue on here. mean, Potion of Mutation, we don't need it right now, but in the future might be nice. How's our unarmed? I think at, yeah, 9.4. I was gonna guess at around 10, so that's not too bad. It's starting to get there, still a ways off from being the complete and total powerhouse. I always like when it gets to at least level 12. That's where I feel the turnaround happens. Whether that's actually accurate to any degree whatsoever, completely separate issue. At the end of the day, I just kind of like my multiples of 4, I guess. But okay, let's hope that Fulminant Prism finishes off our priest friend here. It's gonna be close. Ooh, and did we get... Oh, we got mutated with strength -2. I can't afford that. Oh, geez. Okay, that means we're down to 1 strength. Just at our natural base here. So that's nice. Let's just blast these sons of guns away, and might as well leave a bit of a trail of pain and misery behind us here. Definitely big fans of that. Yeah, I can put that there and nobody's going to get too upset. Perfect. So let's see. I should probably try and get through this in such a way that I don't have to deal with coming back home to an Eden. And Orc High Priest. That's a bad combo, all things considered. But if I put those down, or that down right there, I was hoping to blast the Eden into it. Oh, which I maybe did actually. Yes, I did. Perfect. They're dead. Just like we drew it up. Fantastic. Let's kill the priest. Then get the heck out of Dodge real quick. Fantastic. So what were we dealing with? Just a Cyclops and a Sorcerer? Now that I can get behind. The dragon who also drops landmines. Exactly. Well, I mean, just like any other dragon, right? That's kind of their whole thing is weapons of trap destruction. But okie dokie. Managing to survive. Definitely better than Shoals was, while still being just utterly terrifying. So there's that. I guess we could start using my fire breath. That's something I've never really experimented too much with on a dragon form character. You know, I'm still fairly new to this whole dragon form thing, to be completely fair. Right, attacks of opportunity, Torinski. You gotta remember those attacks of opportunity, my friend. But I guess just fine. Oh, and hello, El Roca. Just what's a bit of banishment sprinkled into it here? Only 10%? Really? I guess we have decently high willpower as a cat, maybe? Because that is a shock to me. I expected that to be a lot worse. Does our speed go to 1.0 in dragon form? It does indeed, unfortunately. So that's, yeah, one of the trade-offs. I think most of, if not all, forms. I'm trying to think if we retain our speed in any of the transmutation forms. Storm form, do I get to keep my speed? Ice form, statue form, dragon form, all are slower for sure. Those ones I have a decent amount of experience with. I feel like there might be at least maybe one form that we get to retain our speed, even if it is like spider form, because spiders have a little bit of extra speed thrown into the mix maybe. But in general, that's the unfortunate trade-off we must make by switching over to any transmutation, that we're no longer able to just kite the ever-living crap out of enemies, which is a shame, but also fair enough to a large degree. Stop giving me armor shops, game, please. Please and thank you. Amulet of Regen, though, gladly take. Ring of Poison Resistance is grayed out. Why is this? Do I go poison resistant when I'm a dragon? I do, in fact, go poison resistant while I'm a dragon. Well, that's very nifty. Let's put on an Amulet of Regen, though. That'll be very helpful with the whole staying alive thing. The Amulet of Faith can probably go. Should I just keep collecting Rings of Strength? We have 4 of them so far, so that's kind of an impressive start to our collection, regardless. In case we find no negative energy resistance, and poison and corrosive, I'm just gonna mark all those Sons of Guns. Probably won't end up using them in the future, but it's nice to at least have them designated in case that does in fact become a factor. And perfect. Do we have no upstairs? Is there no... Ah, I spoke too soon. Never mind. Ignore me. Excuse me, pardon me. Let's see what we've left up here, shall we? Shouldn't be too much to deal with, no matter how you slice it. Fantastic. Oh, and looks like even another set of options here. Oops, let's try that again, shall we? I wanted 0, not O. And mark trap, not going to be the end of the world. I'm guessing this is the entire floor. Looks to be the case. Fantastic. Okie dokie, and that is all of work, huh? Well, dang, that went by too fast, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping to stretch that out a wee bit longer. Continue to gain some experience and some good potential treasures as well while we were at it. Verify too hard? It could be. I always like to ignore it just in case it's one of the sketchier endings, like you get a demon gate or something. But where we're sitting now, that might be the avenue. I might also try out Spider here. I forgot the Dragon form is poison resistant, so that's going to help out a great deal with our survival there. Between that, I'm being pulled in Prism, we might actually be okay to do Spider. At least to try it out. It'll be better than Shoals, let's put it that way. Not saying a lot with how terrible Shoals went, but it at least is something to keep in mind. But before we do that, I think I am going to check out, dip our toes into Layer 5 and see how things are looking, if they're a bit more manageable here. I mean, that's probably fine. I think I can take care of some olifants here. Elephants and yaks, oh my. Shouldn't be too bad one way or another. And we can just start slapping around and mixing in IMB when things start to go a little bit worse for wear. And that should just about do it. That's a lot of yaks. I really wish we had some good AoE here, because there's not much more satisfying than wanton murder of an entire pack of yaks. But I guess you can't have it all, and that's fine. We'll just deal with these Sons of Guns as they come up to us instead. Oh, Dream Sheep could be a problem though. Let's not get all up and twisted about that. Fantastic. Rest up real quick, and then we'll head once more into the fray when it's a little bit safer to fall asleep. There we go. Much better. I mean, if this is the theme of the floor, just a bunch of sheep of various shapes and sizes, then I don't mind. Even if I stupidly face 2 Komodos, just spamming the tab key to my heart's content, which is not the way to go about anything with a Felid character here. So let's try that again, shall we? There we go. Much better. Just want to give a shout out to Vaymit for keeping the blue bar flowing in that fight. Truly is the savior of a blaster caster like ourselves, for sure. Because oh boy, would we been in trouble if we had found ourselves in a nasty spot there in regards to not being able to use IMB to keep all of those Sons of Guns off of our back. But hey, as we can see once again there, just one good Fulminant Prism pretty much gets all the bars topped off once more. Absolutely fantastic, love to see it. And see, it's nice. When we're in Dragon form, we oftentimes just one-shot the ever-living crap out of most of the enemies around us. Unfortunately, when we don't manage to do so, things get real bad real fast. So that's the, I guess, the trade-off that we're working with here. Wee bit rough to say the least, but at least it's decently manageable, or so it would seem. Do I cut off heads? I do cut off heads with my claws, so let's not face any hydras in straightforward combat, shall we? In fact, let's maybe rely a bit less on dragon form here and there, since we can use our speed to very decent effect to just keep all these sons of guns busy here. Fantastic. Don't have to rely on it quite as much, dragon form that is, though. It's tough, because I do enjoy just being able to tap. It's not often that you get to do so on a cat run, so, you know, count my blessings and all of that good stuff. And let's start just abusing these sons of guns. Sorry, my leech friend. Just the way it's gotta be. Them's the breaks, kids. Fantastic. And we'll just rinse and repeat on this son of a gun here. Slow enemies, even better than normal speed enemies, of course. I mean, don't want to get too controversial, but enemies that are slower than me, pretty cool, pretty sweet. But not too bad here. And, you know, I was about to say that that might be the majority of this floor, but it actually looks like we have a decent little chunk yet to explore here. I do want to come up and get the File of Floods. That's great. Aren't facing off against too many spellcasters these days, but in case we ever do find ourselves in that scenario, definitely going to be a huge advantage. Unarmed combat also did hit its cap there, fighting pretty close. Let's actually put it back on. Keep training it till the end of time. Maybe train some evocations. We're getting Starburst now. I'm more of a Skittles guy myself, Behemoth, but what have you. Yeah, no Manifold Assault, unfortunately. And I do mean unfortunately, because that would be a big change. That, even getting something like Ignition, obviously pretty much always makes the cut for me. If you've watched any of our previous runs, that's probably not too shocking of a realization. But we'll see how it all comes down here. Ooh, hello, my friend. Hello, friend. It's crazy just how bad those fights can go. Either they're the easiest thing in the world, or you get really unlucky. And even those Dream Sheep, combined with any other kind of medley of opponents, could have been a very quick end to the fortune for the run here. But luckily, doesn't seem to be the case. At least not quite to that extreme. And this Bogart should die fairly quickly. Fantastic, they do indeed. And we can back the heck out of there just to heal up real quick. Up next to see if there's some local mom-pop bookstores. We could. Elf is going to be kind of sketchy, for sure. Don't have good resistances. When we're in dragon form, we're vulnerable to cold, which I don't love. Anything that summons demons is going to be an issue, because if I lose even a single point of strength, I am screwed. In fact, I just realized we were talking a big game about potentially going to Spider. A single Ghost Moth probably murders me in runes this run. Gonna have to come up with some kind of solution there, unfortunately. Might have a rough go at it, no matter how we slice it. So we'll have to see how things chug along up until we get to that point. Hello, my wolf friend. We are apparently just the sneakiest dragon ever. Nobody really notices us running around here. I guess just beating our wings, because we're flying too. That's what makes it incredible, because we're assumedly offsetting a large volume of air throughout the course of our journey, but to each their own. I guess if you're not used to looking out or being on the lookout for dragons, then how are you even going to recognize what that giant rush of air is even caused by? So perhaps more fair than I give it credit for. Ooh, and look at that, another ring of strength. Ooh, just an endless number of strength plus 6 rings. At least if I have anything to say about it moving forward, we'll get there eventually. Hello, my spring friend. Oh, did I just fail dragon form? I think it's still like a 2%. So that is a very interesting thing to see regardless. But okie dokie, not too shabby, all things considered here. Did seem like Layer 5 was the right call, nothing too scary going on here. Spriggan Forest and Elephant Castle can both be really bad for specific characters, but generally are not the worst things that Layer 5 can bring to bear, so I'm very happy to have run into one of the two, to say the least. But now, what do we wish to do? Maybe we do head to L. Kinda terrifies me. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Gonna have to give this one just a quick second here. Right, save it. Spider was my plan, but I did not at first account for the fact that a ghost moth might be detrimental. Maybe I need to put some points into strength one of these levels. In fact, how close am I to a level where we assign stuff? I think right away we'll be able to assign some attributes, and I might put them into strength. I like keeping the int pumping just for the spell power and the access to spells in general, but definitely need to try and keep ourselves from getting to a state of collapse, which for those of you who might not be aware is when you hit 0 strength, your character at that moment passes out for a while, which is terrifying. But then moving forward from there, you're, I think, constantly slow. You might have a chance to pass out like all the time, but I don't recall the specifics. Needless to say, it is terrifying and a terrible spot to be in. Definitely not something that we're looking to experience by any stretch of the imagination. And you know what? Maybe we'll actually check out this beehive, shall we? Let's see how things go over on this side of things. Meliai are slightly less terrifying when we have dragon form at our back to at least supply us with a decent chunk of... Ooh, in level 15, there we go. Speak of the devil. So again, I think we will put it into strength there. We can get some dex on the side, which is just fine. Not especially incredible by any stretch, but just fine for sure. And what do I do with most of you kiddos, huh? That Fallen Prism is actually given an opportunity to pop. It should do a lot of great work for us. Fantastic. It does indeed seem to do so. And there go the Meliai. Oh, and of course, there's always another one around the corner here. Get the heck out my swamp. How many of those do we kill? Meliai, Killer Bee, Queen Bee. Okay. So that seemed to go fairly well. Only one heal potion. So we definitely want to be slightly cautious there. But never mind, we're all good. There are always more beeves than you think in a hive. It's truly incredible how they pack into those honeycombs, huh? Oh my gosh, and it looks like we might actually finally be past the warning for dragon form. So that's exciting. I don't need to constantly tell the game that I do in fact want to do my my desires in life, so that's always good. Oh, it makes it so much faster. Which I say is good, but at the end of the day is probably not great, because it means that now I just have no reason to ever stop my rampage, and I can instead just constantly hit into dragon form and then smash the tab key until something happens, until someone dies. Hopefully not me, but who's to say? But okay, now we have a little bit more strength. We're back up to 3. Which means maybe I can take Spider. We always have some mutation potions if we're desperate to get rid of this strength -2, so there is that. Well, I guess at the end of the day, what else am I gonna do, right? So let's try it out. Again, we can always even just see what it's looking like. How dare you bring me into the slime wall tab? And I trusted the tab key. How foolish of me. But okay, let's see how it goes against a Rogue here. Fantastic. Just take them down. +4 double sword. If only, if only. that actually meant a single dang thing to me. But okie dokie, here's to the spider and seeing what it's all about, shall we? Hello, my new friends. Come one, come all. Okay, it was kind of, it's a figure of speech. You know, come one, come most of you. Like an appropriate amount of you would be nice. But it is what it is, so I guess we'll just make do with this entire onslaught, this slew of sons of guns coming my way. Okay, that's going to be a lot of simulacrums, which, again, not good for me, my friends. In fact, like you, 24 cold damage, 24 cold damage, oof, that is non-tenable, I would argue. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to get the heck out of there for now. Turns out, spider might be kind of terrifying. Might not be my cup of tea here, so to speak. What the heck do I do with all of you kiddos, huh? Let's get off the stairs before I just accidentally find myself going down at an inopportune moment. I guess we could drink a resistance potion before heading down. Might be the best we can get. Alternatively, we can do a quick check to see any cold resistance. No cold resistance in the entire game so far, huh? At least not that matters to me. Should always check. Oh wow, wouldn't that be nice? This is where I'd put my shield if I had one. Well, to put it lightly, we're definitely in an interesting spot, all things considered. I still think that Spider probably works a bit better than Shoals for us. We just have to get through this nightmare, this nonsense. So let's extend our transformation. Then let's just bite the bullet on this one. We're gonna drink protection. Oh, we could go for a teleport skip. That definitely could have worked out. Oh my gosh. Turns out that's what we should have done, Safid. Well, let's hope we push everyone off of us. Probably won't, and we might end up losing a life here, but that's fine. How much damage do you do? 25 and bite for up to 15. I have 16. Oh, barbs will harm us if we go up. Jeez Louise. We're in a rough spot here. Actually, what I should have done, you know, if we just retroactively think about our entire set of decisions we've made to get us to this point, when we first started attracting the crowds of spiders, definitely should have read a scroll of poison. Like, it seems like a no-brainer now. Obviously still getting used to the new scrolls, but that's no real excuse at the end of the day. Would have been very, very helpful to throw one of those sons of guns into the mix. I guess we could do so now. I could leave. This is a place where it's actually fairly likely that I get out of here alive. So we could leave and do the teleport plan instead. Or I can try and hold out here just a wee bit longer. And I'm very tempted to go with the ladder there. If we leave, we can't go back down the stairs. Not unless we do the teleport plan, I think. Even with the teleport plan, it's terrifying, don't get me wrong. But there would at least be a chance with that thrown into the mix. Well, let's just keep I am being to my heart's content. Good poison now. It's tough because now we're at a point where it's like kind of getting under wraps. Okay, wait, what the heck is going on with you? You're fully charged? You have a charge bar now? Huh. Who knew? So I think it would be smart to read poison still, but we're oh so close. And it wouldn't help against just you. Everyone else it would affect, I guess. Oh, not you either? Oh wait, Jarangumos are also not poison resistant. I thought for sure they were. How about that? Well. Do I try to escape with my life here? No, we're still full mana. Tons of IMB in the bank here. Let's go for it. Can even send some lightning at this son of a gun. Orb of Destruction head my way. I'm out of here. And I think that we're now at a decent spot to potentially... What the heck? What are you doing here, my friend? Oh, you know, I just realized I hit my 1 key to attack the orb spider. I meant to hit this key. It was supposed to be a lightning blast right to the face. My bad. My bad.